The month of April is dedicated in part to raising awareness of child abuse and prevention. It's heartbreaking to know that this problem still exists in our community, and these children are among the most innocent of victims. For decades, Franklin County Children's Services has worked tirelessly to help the children while also working to prevent it from ever happening. And that's why they're partnering with the Ohio Children's Trust Fund. Joining me today, Deborrha Armstrong, the Director of Communications for FCCS, and Kristen Rust, who is the Executive Director of the Ohio Children's Trust Fund. Lady, it's a pleasure to have both of you here.
Thank you.
And Debbie, it is sad in a way that we every April have to keep talking about this because it continues to be a problem. But the fact is that even though it's difficult to talk about, raising awareness is important, isn't it?
Oh, it's very important for people to know that this is certainly still an issue in our community. Children are being abused. Children are being neglected in our community. But then there's also good news in that more people, we believe, are reporting child abuse and neglect, and more people are coming forward to try to help. You know, we have families who come forward to adopt, to become foster parents for children. We have other people who come forward to mentor or to become a volunteer. And so it's just important for us to let the community know that it's certainly an issue, but there's something that you can do to help.
So April is an important month in raising awareness for prevention because you are seeing the community react.
Yes, it's an important time just as a reminder that, you know, our neighbors' children or children who go to school with our children, children in our churches, in the community, unfortunately, children are being hurt. And children are being hurt by those adults who are supposed to care for them and nurture them. And child abuse is an unfortunate reality of the times that we're living with. And so hopefully we'll reach that point one day when all children are safe.
How many children did you serve last year in that capacity, Deb?
Well, we received calls into our intake hotline, over 30,000 calls last year. And that resulted in about 12,000 investigations.
Wow. That's a lot. Is it up or down from recent years?
It's up. The calls into our intake hotline are up, but fortunately the placement of having to actually remove children from their families and place them in another setting, those numbers have been down for just about 5 years in a row. So we're getting a reaction from the community to come forward and be able to maintain children safely at home or with other caring adults. So, you know, we're able to keep children out of institutional placements and in more family settings.
So hopefully that they don't go from one bad situation to another more difficult situation. Now, Kristen, you are with the Ohio Children's Trust Fund. You are a partner with FCCS in trying to raise awareness about abuse and neglect in children. What do you do to help these kids?
So we, work on a statewide level, and we provide funding for local agencies. Every county, and we work with here in Franklin County, the Family and Children First Council, as well as the public, Franklin County Children's Services. We give funding to both entities on the prevention side, so to provide funds to prevent child abuse.
What would some of those funds be?
And we also fund here locally Nationwide Children's Hospital, and so a lot of the funding here in Franklin County go to child care centers, working with child care providers. It's a great place, a non-stigmatizing place, to give some tips on parenting. So child care providers spend a lot of time with families, and they see when maybe things are a little stressful at home, and they can intervene before you need to make the call to Franklin County Children's Services. So if a toddler's acting up and biting, parents getting stressed, having a daily conversation with a child care provider, a child care provider can say, first of all, this is normal, this happens, you're not alone, here's some tips, and we don't want to get it to the point where we're so frustrated that we, may unfortunately bite the child or hurt the child where we would then need to make a call. Mm-hmm. So we do a lot of work with child care providers here in Franklin County. Also providing parenting classes. No matter who you are, parenting's hard.
And no one's really given us any lessons on how
they haven't.
To be a parent. Yeah. That is so true, Kristen. How valuable are these community partnerships, Debbie, to FCCS?
Oh, they're tremendously valuable because, we're the public child welfare agency, but we rely on hundreds of community partners to help us not only serve children and families, but to educate the community, get the word out about what can be done to keep our children safe. So we rely on other partners to help us in this effort.
So if you haven't noticed here, the Pinwheels for Prevention, and these are going to be around different areas in Franklin County. Where might folks look for these? And it's really just another way to raise awareness, isn't it, Debbie?
There'll be different community community locations, different churches, schools, colleges. There's several thousand already at COSI. We have some at Lord of Life Church, some at Otterbein College. You'll also be able to see them at all children's services locations. So just keep on the lookout, because you'll see these colorful reminders, that, child abuse prevention is something that we all need to be aware of.
Well, I wanted to let everyone know that we have had information on our screen, Kristen, about your organization and also the hotline, Debbie, which is very important. It is anonymous if someone suspects they might see or suspect of neglect or abuse of someone they know.
Yes, we want to encourage people to call our hotline. The 24-hour hotline is 229-7000, and you can be anonymous when you call.
Debbie, thank you so much for sharing that information. Kristen, it's a pleasure to hear from you as well.
Thanks. Nice to meet you.